Welcome to class. So I have set intention for class today to open up through the shoulders, the heart space, the front body, the pecs, just really kind of trying to open up through the front body, all that collapsing that we do. So we're going to try to retract the scapula back and open up through the chest and the heart space, energetically opening up through that heart chakra, that heart center, and then also opening up, stretching the fascia in the feet a little bit, and then the hips as well. So some strengthening, stretching, shoulders, front body, hips, toes, feet, for a little from head to toe. All right, wonderful. Let's start with taking our palms together and rub your palms vigorously together. So creating a little heat, a little activation in the palms, and really vigorously rub those palms together, creating some energy, activation, and gently place those palms at your heart. And close your eyes and just settle into this space. Connecting your warm, gentle embrace of your palms to your heart center. Like you're giving your heart a warm, gentle hug, soft embrace. And take some smooth, deep breaths. Breathe into the heart space, feel the upper chest rise and expand. And slowly exhale, feeling the heart space, the upper chest fall and deflate. Breathe into the heart, the upper chest. Feel the heart space rise and swell up with fresh oxygen. And exhale. Breathe out all of that air. Let's take one more slow, smooth, intentional breath into the upper chest, the heart space. And pause, full lungs, full breath. And slowly exhale. And release the palms. Can gently flutter open the eyelids. And we'll start to move with the breath a little bit. So I invite you to use an Ujjayi breath on your inhale, exhale. Start to constrict the airway just ever so slightly, where you can feel kind of an ocean sound, like a gentle Darth Vader breath. So inhale. You can even constrict the sinuses just a little bit, and you can hear how that makes an ocean sound in the sinuses on your inhale, and on the exhale, or with your mouth closed. And you can hear that gentle ocean breath. So we'll take that with movement. We're gonna really slow down the breath. Inhale, and taking our gaze, our drishti, towards our hands as we move our hands. So gaze can be forward to begin, and then inhale, gently sweep the arms up, circle sweep the arms up, look up, reach up, let the head fall back. So we're taking a gentle back bend here. Let's just take a couple breaths here. Feel this in the body, just a gentle awakening of the spine. And breathe, deep breath in, taking your gaze up towards the fingertips, up towards the ceiling, deep breath in. And exhale, let the hands come together, take them down through the center of the heart with that Ujjayi breath, that audible ha. And let your gaze go down towards your hands. So now we have a gentle curvature of the spine, like a cat pose. and letting the hands go to the side. Deep breath in. Gather all of the goodness, all of whatever you want to contain, and bring it down into your heart. The Ujjayi breath. Capture all the goodness, bring it down into the heart. Let the hands go to the side. Inhale, circle sweep the arms, deep breath in. And exhale. Ujjayi breath down through heart center. Follow the hands. Go ahead and take this a couple times at your own breath pace. So inhaling up, gathering fresh air and oxygen, all the goodness. And exhale, Ujjayi breath, taking your gaze towards your hands. Move a couple times at your own pace, really slowing it down. One last fullest breath in. And one last exhale. And release the hands. Let's move into tabletop. And in tabletop, hands are below shoulders, knees below hips. We're going to take a gentle cat-cow movement called Chakravakasana. So in tabletop, have a nice neutral spine, and we're going to start with cow pose, so dropping the belly, let the heart shine forward, lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling, and just take a couple breaths here. See how this feels in the body first. Really stretching through the crown of the head, dropping that belly down, letting the heart shine forward. And I'll slowly start to tuck the tailbone in, arching the back, lift the belly button up to the spine, and reach the hips all the way back onto the heels. Let the head fall down towards the earth. And take a couple breaths here. Breathe into the back body, into the back heart space. Let your head be soft and heavy, falling down towards the earth. And now we're going to move with our breath. So inhale, back up to cow pose. Heart shines forward, lift the crown, deep breath in. And exhale, push the hips back onto the heels, let the head fall, breathe out all of your breath. Inhale up and move with your breath. So inhale up on expansion and exhale back on contraction. And go ahead and move with your own breath cycle. And on your last inhale, find neutral spine, back in tabletop once again. We're going to take our right hand and gently embrace the back of the head, the lower part of the skull, kind of that nape of the neck. And lift the right elbow up. This can be ever so slightly. My shoulders tend to be pretty tight, so just lift the elbow up a little bit, feeling a stretch wherever you feel it. Feels in my shoulder. And now release the back of the head and lift that right arm up to the sky, making sure the hips are back aligned over the knees, and lifting the right fingertips up. And exhale, sweep the arm through and reach the arm through the armhole. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, one more lift. And exhale, thread the needle all the way through. Rest the right shoulder, right ear onto the mat. And gently, you can use your left fingertips here to place your left fingertips into the mat. And use your left fingertips as a little bit of leverage to find maybe a deeper twist, if that feels good in your body. So the left elbow can be up and you can twist a little deeper. And breathe. And plant that left hand. Inhale, sweep the right arm back up to the sky. Inhale, deep breath in. And exhale, plant that right hand back down. And we're going to take it to the other side. Left hand gently embraces the back of the head. And lift that left elbow up to the sky. Shift the hips back into their lane. So hips over heels. And lift that left elbow. Find a nice stretch. Nice opening in the shoulders, the front body. And now release the head. Lift the left fingertips up. Shift those hips back into their lane. And lift through the fingertips. Maybe gently look up or forward. Whatever feels good on your neck. And exhale, sweep the hand through the armhole. All the way, reaching. And inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift. And exhale, sweep. One more. Lift the hand up. And exhale, thread the needle all the way through, resting the left shoulder, left ear on the mat. And again, using the right fingertips now, you can press into the earth, finding a little bit more of a twist, maybe looking up past your right elbow or up towards the ceiling. Whatever feels good in your neck, your spine, your shoulder. And plant this right hand back into the mat. Inhale, lift the left fingertips up. And exhale, release that hand back down, back into tabletop. So neutral spine in tabletop. And stretch the right arm long, left leg long. And now lifting through the heel, make sure we engage the abdominals. And so just finding a natural curve in the lower back, but not lifting through the lower back. So we don't want to lift too much that we start to arch the back. So just lifting where you can keep a nice neutral spine. And reach in opposite directions. Right fingertips through the left heel. One long line of energy through the arm, through the spine, through the left leg, shooting out the heel, shooting out the fingertips. Take your gaze, neutral neck and spine. So gently take your gaze towards the top of the mat. And exhale, crunch the elbow to the knee. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch and reach. And exhale, crunch. And now reach, bend the left leg, reach the arm behind. See if you can grab the foot. If not, you can use a strap and wrap a strap or even a towel around this left foot to grab, or even just working towards bending the leg and reaching back. You don't have to grab the foot. If you can grab the foot, kick the leg up and gently take your gaze forward, opening up through the left hip flexor, the right shoulder, a back bend here, and breathe. And release back into tabletop. We're going to take it to the other side. Extend the left leg or left arm long and the right leg long, reaching through the fingertips, through the heel. One long line of energy. And breathe. Stretch and reach. And exhale, crunch the elbow to the knee. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, crunch. And inhale, stretch and reach. Now bend the right leg, reach that left arm back, and you can just stay here or grab the foot or reach around with a strap or a towel to wrap around the top of the foot. And finding my balance, and kick the leg up as you gently look forward, stretching through the shoulder, the hip, gentle back bend. And breathe. And release the foot. Let's widen the knees here and stretch the hips back towards the heels, big toes touching, and find child's pose. Child's pose is accessible at any time. If you ever need a break, or if any asana or posture doesn't feel good in your body, please take child's pose at any time. So in child's pose, knees are wide, big toes touch, and walk the hands forward and let your heart melt towards the mat and forehead rests on the mat. And let's take our hands together in prayer behind our heads and take some smooth, deep breaths. And gently start to release the hands and walk back up to tabletop. And from tabletop, walk the left hand towards the center of the mat and left knee towards the center. Kick the right leg back. You can have all of your hands, knees, foot in one lane, or for a little more balance, you can walk that left hand out and maybe have the right foot out a little bit for some more balance. Or if you want to challenge the balance, keep that in one more center lane. And raising the arm up and over for an Ardha Chandrasana on the knees. Maybe take your gaze past your right bicep. Visualize lifting this right hip up to the sky. Breathe into the right side body. Feel the expansion in the right ribs. Breathe smooth, deep breaths. Now we're going to take the right hand, fold it forward, and sweep it across and back towards the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arm up, so taking big circles here. And sweep that arm forward and down, graze the fingers across the mat. Back and up, deep breath in as we reach up. And now let's take it in the opposite direction. So arm sweeping back towards the back of the mat. And graze those fingers across the mat, reaching the arm forward and up, deep breath in. And go ahead and sweep it one more time. And back into tabletop, taking it to the other side. So right knee can be towards the center, or you can have the hand staggered off to the right a little bit or towards the center. Kick that left foot back. So carving the left foot into the mat. So the outer part of the left foot is carving into the mat like a knife edge. So nice and sturdy, and lifting this left hip up towards the sky. Reach the left arm up. Gently take your gaze or drishti up towards your left fingertips. And reach that left arm up and over like your arm is going over a high bar. So fingertips are reaching up and over towards the earth. And keep the shoulder in alignment with the torso, so not collapsing forward. Keeping the shoulder all in alignment. And now gently roll the left shoulder forward and graze those fingertips back towards the mat, and inhale up and exhale. Take big circles down and up, and taking it to the opposite direction. Inhale up, arm down and back, exhale, Inhale, sweep those left fingertips up and forward. And exhale, back to tabletop. Let's go ahead and get off the wrists. That's a lot on the wrists. Let's shake out our hands a little bit. And let's roll our wrist back and forth. Let's take our hands together, back of the hands together, kind of like a reverse prayer. And palms to the face and into prayer. Palms forward, roll the hands down towards the face. Just really rolling out the wrists here. Let's take it to the opposite direction. So hands in prayer and palms go out and down and towards the face. Just roll, and gently press into the wrists here. And shake it out. Awesome. All right, moving into standing on our knees. And I'm just gonna face back a little bit so you can see what my feet are doing. I'm gonna curl our toes under. So every little toe, I like to grab my pinky toe and all the little toes and curl them under. Maybe even walk my knees back a little bit. And this can be intense, so we can just stay here. You can even take a pillow and maybe just gently sit on the pillow. Or if you want to feel, if you don't feel a lot of sensation here and you want to feel more sensation, start to descend the hips onto the heels, really stretching the fascia in the feet, stretching all the toes. We're just going to sit here for a couple breaths first. And now we're going to take our arms and you can grab opposite elbows here, opening up through the shoulders and maybe wiggle those fingers a little closer. If you don't feel a lot of sensation here, you can move into grabbing your hands, interlacing your fingers and stretching the arms down straight and lifting those hands up and look up towards the ceiling. So either grabbing elbows and looking up, or interlacing the fingers, straightening the arms, lifting the palms and looking up. Nice stretch from head to toe. And breathe. And release. We're gonna move into tabletop and release the feet. It can be a pretty intense stretch on the feet. So in tabletop, just tap the tops of the feet on the mat and roll the ankles a little bit. And release that intense stretch. And now we're going to stretch the opposite part of the foot, so the top of the foot, the ankle. We're going to start just by sitting on the heels and see how that feels. So this can be enough, and that is perfectly great. If this is where you feel sensation, stretching the ankle, maybe even the knees. And if you don't feel a lot of sensation here, you can grab a pillow or a blanket and walk the knees on top of the pillow. And so maybe a little bit more of a deeper stretch for the ankles. And taking a couple breaths here. And now go ahead and release the blanket or pillow and take the knees together. So I'm going to face this way here. Take the knees together and walk the heels outside of the hips and descend. You can sit on a block here. So take a block and you can sit on the block and start here and see how that feels. We're going to stretch again the tops of the feet, the knees. So see how that feels. You can also sit on a bolster or a pillow. And if you want to feel more sensation, or if you don't feel a lot of sensation here, you can take and sit the hips all the way down towards the earth and start here. And if that feels okay, you can walk the hands back. This is good for me, but some people can drop down to their forearms or maybe lay all the way back. Just feeling a nice stretch wherever you feel this. I feel this in the tops of my feet, my ankles, my knees, a little bit in my quads, maybe the hip flexors. Just take a couple breaths here. And gently start to come out of this. If you are laying back, gently come up and start to lift yourself up. We're going to take that same movement in tabletop and tap the top of the feet on the mat and roll the ankles, roll the feet out in the opposite direction. Awesome. Moving down, prone on the belly, on the stomach. So go ahead and lay all the way down on the stomach and press the tops of the feet into the mat. Stretch the legs long, reach the chin towards the top of the mat. We're gonna take like little spider fingers here and place our hands outside of the mat. So a pretty wide position with the hands here. And stretch the chin forward. Inhale, lift the head, using the feet, pressing the feet into the earth, using our back muscles, our glutes. And even see if you can lift the hands up. We're using our back muscles here. And drop the left elbow towards the earth. Not elbow, sorry, shoulder. Left shoulder towards the earth. And gently look past the right shoulder. So we're finding a little bit of a twist, stretching the shoulders here. And inhale back to center and drop the right shoulder towards the center, towards the earth, and look past your left shoulder. Just feel a nice deep stretch here. Take a couple breaths. Now we're gonna move with our breath. So again, really planting the tops of the feet into the mat, back to center, inhale. And now you can maybe use more of your back muscles and even press into your hands a little bit. Lift the crown of the head up and exhale, drop the left shoulder towards the center, towards the earth. Look past the right. Inhale up towards the center and exhale, right shoulder drop. And move with your breath. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist and drop. Inhale, lift, and exhale, drop. One more, inhale, lift, and exhale, drop. Oh, it feels good in the shoulders. Let's go ahead and take Sphinx pose. And go ahead and clench the hands really, really tight. Give the hands a nice squeeze. And shake out the hands. Roll the wrists a little bit. And then plant the hands on the mat. Moving into Sphinx pose. Letting the heart shine forward. Lift through the crown of the head. Press into the top of the feet. Press the pelvic region, the lower stomach into the mat. Push through the shoulders, so not scrunching in the shoulders here. Push the shoulders away from the ears, lift the crown. And now with this really sturdy positioning of the hands on the mat, curl the toes under. I'm going to scoot my body forward just a little bit. Curl the toes under and lift for forearm plank. And breathe. Spine is straight with the neck and the crown. And push the hips up for dolphin pose. You can walk your feet up a little bit here for dolphin. So dolphin is like down dog and forearm plank. So arms are in, shoulders stacked over elbows, and lifting through the hips. Push through the shoulders so we're not collapsing in the shoulders here. Push through the shoulders, engaging those muscles. Inhale back to forearm plank and gently drop the belly down. Let's take crocodile. You can interlace your fingers or stack your hands on top of each other and just rest your forehead on your stacked hands. And take a couple breaths here. Let your breath come smoothly and naturally once again. And gently lift up. Plant those forearms back on the mat. Hands are planted. And push into tabletop on the forearms. And push the hips back. Let the head fall down towards the earth for puppy dog pose. So heart is melting towards the earth. You can even take a block here if your forehead and heart can't meet the earth. You can lift the earth up to you and place your head on a block. Just feel a nice opening in the front body and the shoulders. And gently lift back up into tabletop. And from tabletop, curl, let's walk the hands forward a couple inches, curl the toes under, and lift the hips up for downward facing dog. And just find a little bit of movement here. Maybe bend the right knee, the left knee. Maybe lift the heels so we can stretch the fascia in the feet again. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Level off the hips to the earth so we're lifting through our heel. And step the right foot in between the palms of the hands for a low lunge here. And swivel the back left heel down and raise the arms up for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 pose. We're going to take a little movement here. So first, let's find our position where you feel good in Warrior 1. Maybe walk the right foot out a little bit. Give the hips a little more room. Working this leg towards a 90-degree angle. Back leg is straight and strong. Foot is at about a 35-degree angle. Toes kind of pointing out towards the edge of the mat. Raising the arms up. Feeling strong in our Warrior 1 pose, our Virabhadrasana 1. Straighten the leg, lift the fingertips up, look up, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the arms, 90-degree cactus arms, and bend to this front right leg, and gently look up. Inhale, straighten the leg and reach. Exhale, bend the leg, 90-degree, arms 90-degree, and look up. Inhale, stretch and reach. Straighten the leg and go ahead and flow with this little movement. And go ahead and walk the hands forward back into that low lunge position. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths here. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Hips are level to the earth. Step that left foot all the way up in between the hands. Swivel the back right heel down. Find your feet in separate lanes here. So there's a little bit of distance between the heels. The more narrow this path is, the harder it can be for the hips to face forward. So finding that comfortable foot positioning. Back foot is slight angle. Front leg working towards a 90-degree angle. Hips facing forward, shoulders forward. Inhale the arms up. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. And this can be a more narrow stance too. You can walk that foot up. Whatever feels good in your body. And breathe. We're gonna find our movement. Straighten the leg, reach the arms up, look up, deep breath in. Exhale, arms to cactus arms. Bend the left leg 90 degree and look up. Inhale, straighten and reach. And exhale, bend the arms, bend the leg. Go ahead and move with your breath. And on your last inhale, stretch and reach. And exhale, bend the left leg, pop up that right heel into a low lunge, and step the foot back into a downward facing dog. Head below heart, finding our breath, smooth and calm once again. And gently walking the feet up to the top of the mat and hang in a forward fold for a couple breaths. Legs can be bent here. If you straighten your legs, lift through the feet, through the leg muscles. Maybe grab opposite elbows and hang heavy for a couple breaths. And release your arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, circle sweep the arms up, look up, reach. And exhale into Tadasana. We're gonna find our feet a little wider here and open up the toes ever so slightly so feet are angled. And dropping the hips down, opening up through the knees. So this can be very slight. This doesn't have to be deep. Or you can really descend the hips and tucking the tailbone in ever so slightly. So we're taking the pressure out of the low back here. There can be a curvature in the low back, but not completely arching the back. So using our leg muscles here, take our arms to 90 degree, cactus arms. And we're gonna find some dynamic movement here, straightening the legs, lifting the arms, reaching for star, take up space, feel big, look up, expand through the front body, the chest, reach the fingertips, and breathe. And exhale, drop back into goddess. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the fingertips, star, breathe in, and exhale, goddess. Moving the elbows back, opening up through the front body, the shoulders, the heart. And move with your breath. So straightening the legs, straightening the arms, star pose, reach, breathe in, and exhale, goddess. Move with your breath. Maybe taking that Ujjayi breath. And on your next exhale, holding in goddess, we're gonna walk our feet in a little bit here. And this is a good place for a block. You can take a block. And descending our hips all the way down to Malasana. So the feet, you can play here on a block. Or if this doesn't feel good, we can just stay in Malasana and opening up through the hips. Or not in Malasana, in goddess. And if this feels okay, to descend the hips and kind of moving around with the feet a little bit first, finding a comfortable foot width position and descending the hips all the way down onto a block, or letting the sit bones descend towards the earth, placing the elbows inside of the knees, hands at heart center for Malasana squat. And take a couple breaths here. You can gently close your eyes. I love the duality of this pose. It is grounded, it is low to the earth, stable, yet open and soft at the same time. You can use your elbows to gently press on the knees to open up the hips, if that serves you, if that feels right. And gently releasing the hands from heart center. You can take a hand in front of you and a hand behind you. And just gently take a seat. Gather the feet towards the sit bones. Gather your knees towards your chest. And wrap your arms around your knees or your shins. And let your head fall towards center. And just give yourself a squeezy love hug. Tell yourself something kind. Maybe thank yourself for trying new things or this practice. Just give yourself a nice hug. And gently release. Moving into tabletop. And stepping the right foot outside of the right hand. And we can stay here. So we can start upright and just see how the hips feel moving forward a little bit. Also a good place for a block. You can take blocks here to bring the earth up to you, moving into lizard pose. Letting this right foot splay out a little bit. This knee can splay out a little bit to give yourself room and space. And if this feels accessible and you want more sensation, you can place your hands on the earth. And you can also drop your forearms down or on blocks for even a little more depth. You can try on blocks here. Or all the way down to the earth. My hip flexor says no to that right now. So just sitting here for a couple breaths, feeling an opening in the left hip flexor, probably. Maybe the right hip opening. Wherever you feel this, take a few deep breaths. And gently pushing up. And toe heel this right foot back into its lane. And send the hips all the way back, right toes pointing up towards the earth. This leg can stay bent, or if you do straighten it, make sure you engage the leg muscles here for half splits. Another great place for blocks, you can bring the earth up to you. Pointing the right toes up towards the sky. Maybe feeling a nice release in the calf muscles and hamstrings. And breathe. So really stretch our spine long and straight. Stretch the crown of the head towards the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold over that front right leg. Inhale, reach the crown. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the crown. And exhale, final fold. Take a few breaths here. And this half splits, fold. And gently lifting up. Toe heel this right foot all the way to the left, letting the right shin fall towards the earth for pigeon pose. So we want to make sure the hips are level here. You can also take a block and place it under the right hip for a little support. And you can stay here. This is also a good place for figure 4 pose if you want to, if pigeon doesn't feel good or doesn't serve you, you can take figure 4 by grabbing the left, behind the left knee crease and pulling that right leg in. Same shape. Just pigeon does use the body weight for a little more depth. So if this feels too tight, take that figure 4 pose instead. Does the same thing and it's just as great. And if this feels good, you can drop down to your forearms, maybe stack fists or rest your forehead on a block or all the way down towards the earth. Find your comfortable depth, whatever serves you in your body. We want to feel a nice release, but we don't want to feel pain. We want the tightness to slowly release, but we don't want to feel any pinching, ouchy pain. So just be aware of the messages in your body. What is the internal dialogue that your body is telling you? And be a witness. And just slowly soften into whatever version of pigeon or figure 4 pose serves you. And take some smooth, deep breaths. Try to let go of any holding. And gently push yourself upright. I like to curl my back left toes under and push my leg up a little bit. We can tend to sink in pigeon a little bit, so find where you can step this right foot back into tabletop and find your tabletop and just take some hip circles to release the hip. You can take big circles or little circles, whatever feels right. And do the opposite direction. Awesome. And now step the left foot outside of the left hand and walk that foot off the mat a little bit. Toes are pointing off to the side a little bit. And you can take your blocks inside of that foot and start to descend this right hip. So in lizard pose, we want to start to feel an opening. If you do, you can also take a blanket under this knee to support the knee. But start to just find a little movement and see where you can drop this right hip towards the earth. And you might want to just stay here. And you just want to make sure you're not trying to find depth and then popping the hip up. The point is to open up through this right hip flexor. So it's perfectly fine to lift all the way up and find depth here versus trying to find depth and lifting the hips up. So find your comfortable depth. That can be on blocks or upright, maybe on hands, maybe dropping down to forearms. And take a couple breaths here. Feel a nice release. Again, we should feel sensation of release, but not pain or pinching or any screaming message. Just a nice kind of whisper of tension, tightness, release. And gently push yourself back upright. Toe heel this left foot back into its lane and send the hips back, pointing the left toes up. This leg can stay bent wherever you feel a release in the calves and the hamstrings. Again, good place for blocks. You can have the blocks to bring the earth up to you and start to point the left toes up towards the sky. Reaching the crown of the head towards the top of the mat, so straightening and lengthening the spine through the crown. Take a deep breath in, reach the crown. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch and reach. And exhale, finally fold completely over that front left leg. And breathe. And gently lift. And toe heel this left foot all the way over to the right. And gently place the shin down on the mat. Setting up for pigeon pose. So can stay here in upright pigeon. And this is perfectly fine. Or take figure 4 on the back. Does the exact same thing, same shape in the body. Or you can drop down to your forearms. I like to place my forehead on a block, or you can lay all the way down if that is in your body, in your depth. Whatever serves you, whatever feels right. Again, we want to feel the tension release, but not pain. And just acknowledge that message from your body. Acknowledge what it's telling you. Try to let go of any holding, any tension, and just melt into your comfortable depth. And gently start to rise. Planting the hands on the mat, maybe curling the back right toes under, scooting that leg forward a little bit, and stepping the left leg back into tabletop. And take some hip circles to release the hips. Maybe take some really big circles, maybe little tiny baby circles. And take it in the opposite direction. Awesome. Go ahead and find a seat. This is another good place to have blocks for what we're going to do next. So placing the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. And if the knees are lifting, if this feels really tight, you can place your blocks underneath your knees and bring the earth up to you to support the knees. Scoot the heels in towards the sit bones if that feels comfortable, like a comfortable depth. And just lift the knees up and down, finding a little bit of buoyancy, seeing where those knees want to settle. And this can be up here, finding a little bit of movement. This is another good asana for a strap. Or a towel, you can place it around the feet and hold it. I do have a strap. So you can take a strap here and place it underneath the feet and hold it if that feels good. Or if you can take your hands around your shins or your ankles, or maybe interlace your fingers around the toes. We want to start with a straight spine here, and this can be just a centimeter. It can be just right here, or maybe slowly pulling your torso towards the earth, letting the heart shine forward, crown of the head reaching towards the sky, And maybe starting to place the elbows outside of the shins. Wherever you can go. This can be ever so slight with a strap pulling just a little bit forward. Just listen to your body. Find your comfortable depth. And now completely fold over those feet. Let the head be soft and heavy. Breathe into the back heart space, the back ribs. Feel the back heart space rise. And gently start to lift up. Place the left shin so that from the hip, the knee is coming out straight, and stacking the left or the right ankle on top of the left knee. And if this doesn't feel good, you can just take Sukhasana, so comfortable seat, or fire log legs, so stacking the shins on top of each other. And again, this can be ever so slight, really grounding the sit bones into the earth and maybe leaning forward just a centimeter. Or starting to fold, take our little spider fingers and crawl our fingers forward. Starting to fold over those shins. And breathe. Take some nice, smooth, deep breaths. Again, trying to let go of any holding. And gently lifting up and taking it to the other side. Place the right shin on the earth and the left shin stacks on top, ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle, right shin on the earth. And again, this can just be ever so slight, a centimeter forward, or start to walk the fingertips forward, forcing nothing, just listening to the body. Where do you feel a tension, a tightness, release? We want a subtle release, maybe discomfort, but not pain. Melt into your comfortable depth, whatever serves you. And gently walking the hands back up. Taking the knees wide and letting the right knee drop towards the center, left knee out to the side. Internal rotation of this right leg, right hip, in the hip socket and the hip joint. And taking it to the other side. So left knee towards the center, right knee out to the side. Windshield wiper legs, stretching this leg and hip in the opposite direction, internal rotation here, the left leg now. And back to center. Let's take our legs out long for Dandasana. Maybe move the flesh underneath the sit bones, toes pointing up, reach the arms out in front, and slowly start to descend on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Melt all the way down. Step the feet up towards the sit bones, and you can just fold the legs over to the left, or if you want a deeper stretch, extend the left leg long and interlace the fingers over the right knee. and give it a squeeze. And fold that knee all the way over to the left. Extend the right arm long and take your gaze towards the right fingertips. And back to center. You can take and lift those knees and place them all the way to the right. Extend the left arm long and take your gaze towards the left fingertips. Or extend the right leg long. Gather your knee to your chest, interlace those fingers over the knee and give it a squeeze. And take your right hand on the knee and roll that over left fingertips long. Take your gaze towards your left fingertips. And back to center. Take our legs all the way up. Stretch to the heels. Now bend the knees. You can grab around the shins, the ankles, maybe grabbing on the outside of the feet. And give your feet or your shins a pull towards the earth for happy baby. And release the legs long. You can take, grab